So when it comes to plugins, I would say that I'm a minimalist. I have a very minimal collection when it comes to plugins. I'd like to keep it streamlined because I find that if I have too many plugins and too many options, I would spend more time playing with them than actually keeping on task. I find most of the time the stock plugins are the ones that I use the most. And I'm a big believer that if there is a plugin that can do the job, is most likely the plugin that you should be using. So with that said, I decided to go and see what companies and what are people making the freeware of plugins. And I was surprised what there is. There's a lot of really cool stuff out there. So here's a list of plugins that I would recommend that you should try out that are very useful and a lot of fun. So the first plugin that I recommend is Komplete Start, which is the sampler bundle package made by Native Instruments. It's a ton of fun. There's a ton of stuff in there. So like it has different samplers, it has different plugins, it has different synthesizers, loops, sounds. I think there's like 2,000 sounds. It's just a ton of stuff and it's free. So I'll put the link below so you can check it out for yourself. But if you're looking for something that's gonna beef up your collection and give you some more sounds to play with, and the nice thing is once you have it, you can expand into different samplers and buy different packages and yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I would totally recommend it. The second plugin I'm going to talk about is the Tdr Nova Dynamic EQ. This plugin's kind of cool. I've never really got into the whole like dynamic EQ compressor world because in my mind, it's kind of like when you marry a clock toaster. You get a shitty clock, you get a shitty toaster. But it wasn't the case with this compressor. Actually, I found it very interesting and useful, having the ability to marry a parametric EQ and turn on a dynamic multi-band compressor. So like, for example, I did some stuff with drums where I ran it through a stereo bus and I threw the Tdr Nova on there, and then I would use a multi-band to just kind of add some expansion in the low end a little bit to bring out the kick, or you can use that to like tame down some cymbals, but you're not totally EQing everything out, you're just kind of reducing the dynamics within that section like you would in a multi-band compressor. Another thing that I liked about this plugin is that it didn't feel like a freeware plugin. Sometimes you get like a freeware plugin where it's like the interface just feels like they didn't have the budget for good UI design. This one felt like they spent a lot of time researching how people would want to use something and just made it very functional. So if you're looking for a dynamic EQ, I would totally recommend this one before going anywhere else and just see how you like that workflow. So the third plugin I want to talk about is made by Softube. It's the saturation knob plugin. It's a fun plugin. It's simple. It's free. I actually use this one quite a bit. I like saturation plugins. It's got a lot of character, so if you want to add a lot of saturation to like a bass track or a vocal, you can create something very unique. Or if you want to increment very subtle saturation, you can do that too. It's a really versatile plugin. So the final plugin that I recommend is the Tal Reverb 2 and 3. The 3 is just a revamped version of 2. Both really great plugins. Like I said, they're free right from the website. If you like plate reverbs, I think you're gonna really enjoy these plugins. They are very simple. They sound great on like keys, vocals. I've used them on drums. I think I've actually literally used them on everything. Yeah, it's just a really fun plugin. As for the UI design, it's nothing crazy. Like you have your standard wet dry, you would have your EQ, pre-delay, you know, all the standard reverb. So there you have it. Those are the plugins that I would recommend so far. I'm probably gonna do another video down the road as I try out more of these plugins. It's still early in the year. If there's any plugins that you are using that you would recommend, let me know and I will definitely give them a shot. The nice thing about these plugins is they cover all the formats, AAX, AU, VST, you name it, you can download these. I do want to try out Analog Obsessions. I've heard good things about it, but I don't know if they're for Pro Tools. I have to double check and see. If you know, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if this is something you want to see more of. And thank you very much, and I'll see you guys later.